Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently doing an escort mission and they've got a blocking force consisting of 2 lances. We have destroyed 1¼ of those lances, so all that remains at this point is the Rakshasa, the catapult up over here. RogueTech decided to not respawn for a moment. The catapult over here and the Orion over here. So that's absolutely fine. We're going to close in with our Fafnir a bit. We can actually position over here and hit all 3 of them from cover. That seems pretty good. So we're going to move up over there, and then we'll fire on whatever our hit odds are going to be best on. The Rakshasa is hard to hit at this point. The UAC-20 is out of range of everything else, other than the Rakshasa. I feel like just getting instability on this catapult will probably be worth it. So we're going to fire the ER medium laser and the MRM at this catapult. We're not expecting much actual damage, but we're trying to work up the instability a bit.
Yes,
okay.
Commander.
So the Annihilator will break cover.
On the move.
And close on in a bit here. The Rakshasa is only 8% on the cluster rounds. The LBX is so much higher on the catapult. Everything is so much higher on the catapult. So we'll hit the catapult here. This is not side arc. So this is really just an armor strip. But now the catapult lost its evasive. Now the Rakshasa is going to move. And we'll see what it does here. It has a lot of heat generation. It may try to go for, like, the salamander. It goes for the longbow. Okay. It hits its missiles there, but it misses its plasma cannon. So that's fine. No problem there. The Rakshasa moves up. And this is kind of an even better position for us. Okay. The Boar's Head is going to break cover here because we need to start advancing. And I think our artillery goes for the Rakshasa. Since we can hit the catapult with our other units fairly easily, I think we start working on instability on the Rakshasa here.
Locking in target.
Okay. Not an amazing direct fire shot there, but it's okay. The Bull Shark will step up.
On my way.
And this should be... Do we want to fire this in artillery or direct mode? There's a backstop, but I think I'd rather hit the front side. Well, in artillery mode, we don't necessarily know that we'll hit the front side. We'll fire the direct fire mode here.
Will go.
Not great, but we did manage to hit the catapult as well. And we didn't quite make the Rakshasa unsteady there. That's very sad. But the longbow will stay where it's at, and we're probably going to hit the catapult from here. Yes, those are by far our best hit odds. So we'll Warlord that. The question is, do we try to fire an enhanced LRM here? We really can't get away with firing 2. But we can get away with firing 1. So we'll do that.
Confirmed.
That's a structure exposure there. And a knockdown, I believe.
Taking a critical hit.
Yes. Beautiful. So the catapult falls over.
Let's go. Let's go.
And next up is our salamander. The salamander is closing in on the Rakshasa. It is now in vision range. And we're going to hit this Rakshasa, I think. We could go for the kill on the catapult. The Rakshasa moves phase 14. We need to think about this, actually. So, can we not have that, please? Thanks. So, when do we move? The Magcat Mark II, the Fafnir, and the Mauler all move before the Rakshasa. The Boar's Head, Longbow, Bull Shark, and Annihilator move after the Rakshasa. Okay. The Catapult moves before the Rakshasa. But our Magcat Mark II probably gets a kill on the Catapult. If we can manage to tag the Rakshasa here, this would be huge. I kind of doubt it, but let's see.
Target confirmed.
Yeah, we don't tag it. We do, however, make it unsteady.
Over the red line.
Okay.
Damage.
And it doesn't have a lot of armor left. The Fafnir can close in over
Ready
here.
now.
And the Fafnir can fire at the Rakshasa. Yeah, this is the play here. We only hit one of those AC-20s, but we did do a lot of damage to him still. His structure is exposed in the CT. The Mauler closes in over this way. I think the Mauler also goes for the Rakshasa. There's a small chance that we may be stray shot back there, but I want the kill here. The Madcap Mark II will kill the catapult regardless.
Roger that. Firing on target.
We missed everything there. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to hit at least something. Well, the Madcap Mark II moves up, and it's going to go for the kill on the catapult.
Sweet.
It actually
Enemy down.
killed both.
I'm out of LRM.
I knew we were in stray shot range, but it killed both of them. That's hilarious. I love it. The Orion backs off, goes for the Salamander. Whoa! Well, that's unfortunate. Boot camp is probably dead. That was a Gauss rifle directly to the cockpit. There's no predicting that. Like, nothing to do about that. It just happens sometimes. If boot camp is actually dead, that's not the end of the world. We can replace him. But it's unfortunate. We do have a chance that he's not actually dead. So we'll find out. For now, the Annihilator is going to move up, and we will fire on this Orion. We have pretty good LRM hit odds here.
Confirm.
So we'll go ahead and take this guy out. I mean, we'll take down a bunch of his armor.
Black on AC-10 ammo.
Okay.
Yes,
The Bull Shark is going to step up out of the fire here, and we will hit this Orion in artillery mode here. Strip off a bunch of armor. Very nice. The Orion is now unsteady,
Damn it.
and the Boar's Head will step on forward
If you say so.
and fire on the Orion here. We're not going to be able to fire in direct fire mode, of course, and we're just going to go for a knockdown on him. And that's a knockdown. Beautiful.
I'm melting in here.
Okay, so next up, the Longbow moves up,
On my way.
and this would be a pretty major overheat. We really can't get away with that. We're going to have to fire just the one ELRM here. Sad.
Roger.
Structure exposure and a Gauss Rifle Blackwell crit there.
Watch those heat levels.
Okay. Next up is going to be our Annihilator.
Moving to
That Gauss Rifle into the cockpit does make me sad, but sometimes that happens. What are you going to do? I think we're going to save the LBX slug ammo because of that.
target.
Okay,
neutralized.
so now we'll move up and we'll get the convoy going.
Waiting for
We can
orders.
now start the mission. Everybody is going to start sprinting forward and sinking heat for the time being,
Aye, aye.
especially the Bull Shark. It needs to sink heat badly.
Commander.
Madcap Mark II still has some ammo, so that's good. We're expecting at least one more enemy lance. And losing the Salamander is rough, but the repairs on that aren't going to be too bad. All we have to do is put the cockpit back on.
Ready for orders.
It's the possibility of losing boot camp that is the danger there. He's not irreplaceable. Nobody's irreplaceable. But we will have to start another Mech Warrior training if we lost him. We'll see. But sometimes this happens. Not a big deal. You just gotta be ready for it in this type of game.
On the move.
So we're gonna sprint on forward. We don't know where the evac point for the convoy is, and that's actually something that I don't like. I feel like we should know beforehand where our evac point is going to be. That should be like part of the briefing, but whatever. Our Madcap Mark II is going to move up and spawn the actual lance here.
Order confirmed.
And this may or may not spawn an enemy unit. So we'll see.
Right.
Okay. Convoy is signaling their surrender. There are Kharitan reinforcements. At this time, we do not know where. So we're going to reserve until one of them moves. And they update the
Holding
sensors.
action, Commander.
Because, yeah, we don't see anybody. Here we go.
Reserving action.
So, their move now. And we see a Marauder. Is that literally it? Everybody else out of sensor range? Oh no, they're up here. Okay, so in Atlas 3, a Boar's Head and an Executioner K. They're pretty spread out.
Commander,
So our Fafnir is going to be out of range. We're just going to sprint forward
let's move.
and try to get into range with the Fafnir. Next up is going to be...
Waiting
Well,
for
we've got a
orders.
prime mover here with an SRM,
Good to go.
an LRM-5,
I hear ya.
light PPC, and LRM-10. Okay. So we could make for this cover up here. Get 5 evasion.
Received.
And hit odds up here are 30%. Which unit was it that moved? This one? We're not sure. But I guess we're going to have to fire on this Boar's Head. Hit odds are low, so we're probably not going to get too much here. We get a sensor impairment on him. That's nice.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Okay. So this prime mover is going to move up to here.
I read you, Commander.
We're not trying to move too quick here, because we don't want to get too far ahead of our mechs. We're going to keep firing LRMs out at this Boar's Head, but we miss. That's not shocking.
Hey, stay in the crosshairs. What can I do for you?
Okay, so this is the SRM variant. We're just going to position that over here in the cover with evasive. Okay. Next up is our Mauler. The Mauler can position out over this way. We need to sprint forward, though. So we're going to sprint forward as much as we can. We have hit odds on the Boar's Head. 10%. And on the Marauder out here. Not even 10%. Okay. So we're going to Warlord and see if we can hit this guy. He did just drop in, so he's got 6 evasion.
Affirmative.
We just stray shot our own unit and destroyed it. 2 of them? No, 1 of them. Well, that's really unfortunate. I knew it was a danger, but I didn't think it was a realistic one. We're getting some bad rolls here. I think that's very clear. But we also need to let this Boar's Head move. That does mean that our bonus is gone, which is very sad. We're going to reserve and let them move. I shouldn't have fired this, but I decided to roll the dice and definitely lost. My own fault. Okay. So that's another one moving. We need to reserve back to like phase 10. Phase 12 is going to be the Executioner. Okay. Fires on the prime mover there.
Ha! Send me a real opponent.
And here's phase 10. Now they're going to move their Boar's Head here. So he steps down, goes for the Fafnir. Indirect. Interesting choice. Okay.
Awaiting orders.
Now our Bull Shark is going to step forward. Who are we going to fire on? It's got to be this Boar's Head, I think. We need to start stripping armor, and so we shall. Kaboom. He is now unsteady. Fantastic.
Standing by.
Our Boar's Head is going to head on forward.
Moving to position.
We're going to continue to hit this one. And we will go ahead and fire the LRM-20.
Here we go.
Not a great sniper artillery or arrow 4 shot there. That's sad.
I'm here.
But we will move up with our longbow.
Position confirmed.
We're still going to be focusing fire on this Boar's Head. No way around it. So, if we fired like this, these 2 could fire Artemis 4. These would have to fire standard. Okay. It's not ideal. We'll get some armor shredded off of that Boar's Head.
Good to
Next
go.
up is this prime mover, which is going to position up over here. It's out of range.
Moving out.
Okay. So we've got our Annihilator here, which is going to step up over this way.
Copy that.
We're probably just going to fire LRMs at this Boar's Head. Yeah, I don't think it's worth firing the slugs. We might be able to eke out a knockdown here, but I think that's unlikely.
Confirmed.
Like I said, unlikely. So next up is going to be what? That is our Fafnir. The Fafnir is going to sprint on up.
Run, don't shoot. Got it.
And who are we going to shoot at? We'd love to shoot at the Boar's Head. We're out of range of the UAC-20 there. I think we're out of range of the UAC-20 on all of them. Correct. Okay. So it's got to be the Boar's Head. And once again, we may be able to eke out a knockdown. We'll see. We don't know when he's moving just yet. That's not very many hits. Okay.
Standing by.
The Madcap Mark II is going to move up as well.
Position confirmed.
Now, this should definitely be a knockdown. We'll Warlord again.
Roger that.
Yeah, that's definitely a knockdown. Cool. So the Boar's Head is knocked down. Where was that structure exposure? In this torso. I like it.
Good to go.
Our Mauler is going to move up, and hopefully we're not going to stray shot the Gauss rifle again, but we probably will, if I had to guess. 38.2%. We'll give it a go.
Got it.
We actually straight up kill the Atlas this time. Okay, so that was a much better roll. No doubt about that.
Commander?
Our Bull Shark is going to step on up. Who do we target next? Next, I think, is probably the Executioner. Yes. A decent hit there. We'll see what they do. The Marauder moves forward, goes for the Manteuffel. That's fine. No real issue there right now. Okay. So we're going to move up with our Boar's Head here.
I'm there.
We're going to continue hitting the Executioner here, I think. That said, maybe we should go for the Marauder. We're probably more likely to be able to hit the Marauder with everyone, right? The Marauder isn't a huge threat. The Executioner kind of is. Okay.
Locking in target.
Not great artillery shots there either. That's a little unfortunate.
Waiting on you, Commander.
We're going to reserve these 2 units, for sure. I don't want to move them at this moment. Okay, so they move their Atlas III. As of right now, that's not a threat.
Waiting for
The
orders.
Prime Mover will be reserved as well. Next, they're going to move their Executioner. I'm expecting it to just walk up this way and start lighting up the vehicles. Actually, it's going for the Mauler. Okay. Sounds good.
Wow.
It will ace pilot after. We'll see where it goes. Okay. That's a fine location for us. We like it. So next up is our Annihilator, which will step forward over here.
Moving out.
And the Annihilator wants to go for the Executioner here. Hit odds are technically better on the Marauder. So we'll fire some LRMs. We've got plenty of those left.
Copy that.
Okay, got some damage in there.
What can I do for
We're
you?
going to continue to reserve these guys, I think. Well, maybe not. We've moved all of our mechs, right? No, we've not moved our longbow. Well, it pretty much is what it is on that front.
I hear ya.
We could move all the way up here. We kind of can't get away with that. If we go down here, we're not in LOS of this Atlas. So that's kind of a benefit for us. So we'll position here. And we're going to fire on this Executioner. Of course, we don't have anything like Warlord, but that's okay. We could, in theory, hot load our LRM, but I'm not going to bother for the moment. Okay. Some damage going in there. And next up is going to be our longbow, which will step up. It's running out of Artemis 4 ammo, and this was why we did the ammo the way we did previously. We're not going to fire this LRM-15, but we are going to fire this one in Artemis mode, running out of Artemis ammo. And then our ELRM will just fire standard ammo. So there's some front arc damage onto that Executioner.
My heat sinks can't take much more.
Waiting
Next
for
up
orders.
is our Prime Mover, which is also going to move down over here. And we're going to also fire on this Executioner as much as we can. Not a whole lot of damage there, but that's to be expected with a prime mover.
I'm barely scratched.
And our other
hear
prime
ya.
mover is going to do pretty much the same thing. We're going to position it right here,
Got it.
and we're going to fire on this executioner as well.
Got it.
Little bit of armor damage there, but not much. To be expected. Next up is going to be our Mauler. The Mauler will move up over this way.
Got it.
14%, 18%. We're going to fire on the Marauder. It's higher hit odds, and we're not going to stray shot anybody out over this way. No hits there. That's not super shocking.
Ready.
Our Fafnir is going to want to close in over this way, so we're going to sprint up.
On it.
We'd love to hit that Executioner. Hit odds are quite low on the UACs, so we'll probably not fire them. And just see what else we can get. Only a little bit of damage there, so really not too much. The Bull Shark will advance,
Confirmed.
and we're expecting this to make the Executioner unsteady.
Engaging target.
Structure exposure there. That wasn't a great long tom hit, so that didn't actually make him unsteady.
Aye, aye.
The Madcap Mark II will close on in,
Location confirmed.
and this will make him unsteady. This could, in fact, theoretically kill him, but I think the odds of that are very low. A bunch of engine crits there.
Reporting critical hit. My Gauss rifle is empty.
And we did stray shot the Prime Mover's rear arc a bit.
Bad.
That's not super shocking. The Annihilator will move up, and hopefully with all of those crits that we got into that Executioner, hopefully our LRMs will finish the job.
Target locked.
Man, just armor damage there. Unfortunate.
Yes.
Next up is our Boar's Head, which will not move because of its current positioning. And we're just going to fire on the Executioner. That's a couple of direct hits right there. A torso destruction and a bunch more crits. He does, in fact, eject. Okay.
Good to go.
So at this point, the Prime Mover, we want to stay indirect for that Atlas. So we're going to move out over this way.
You betcha.
And we're going to begin firing on the Marauder.
Special delivery.
Little bit of damage there, not a lot. That's to be expected. The Longbow will step forward. It's running hot, and we're probably not going to fire the LRM-15s here. In fact, we're not going to fire anything, and we're going to sink heat. The Marauder moves up, goes for the Madcap Mark II. Interesting. Not what I would have gone for, but that's fine. Next up, we move this guy. That's fine. Okay, this is our best location. I'm not hugely enthused about this location, but it'll do. We're going to fire on that Marauder's side arc
Here we go.
and get some sensor impairment and some side arc damage in there. The Atlas moves up, and we're expecting, yes, that he can fire on these guys. That's unfortunate.
I'm taking a pounding, Commander.
But he fails a shutdown override. Interesting.
Good to go.
So the Prime Mover could move either direction here. I guess we'll take it up over
On
here.
my way.
And we're going to fire on the Atlas 3. We have basically a 100% hit chance. So we'll go ahead and fire on him. Next up is our Fafnir. The Fafnir is going to sprint.
I copy.
We are in range of the UAC 20s, and we are absolutely going to fire those. In X2 mode, we'd like head hits, but it's unlikely. That is a very large amount of damage. Ah, streak LRM 20s. That makes sense. Okay.
Good to go.
So the Mauler is only able to attack the Marauder.
On my way.
So it will move up and fire on that Marauder. We're not expecting very much here.
Commander.
And yeah, we don't get very much.
Ooh.
You did indeed miss. Yes. The Madcap Mark II is out of HA-20 ammo. We would like to get into LOS of that Atlas. Sadly, we don't. We can position here. We could fire on the Marauder or on the Atlas in its weak side arc. Now, he's shut down and unsteady, and we can go into this torso.
I copy.
So we're looking for crits there. We did get some explosions redirected, and he's now knocked down. He did resist that injury from the knockdown. Okay, there's 2 HP left in that torso.
Yes, Commander.
The bull shark is going to step up.
Affirmative.
The bull shark is going to hit the marauder.
Affirmative.
We need to strip armor here. Excellent. Next up is our Annihilator, and the Annihilator is going to move on up.
Moving to position.
It's going to look for the kill on the Atlas with its LRMs. Right in that torso. Let's get those crits. Okay.
Scored a critical hit.
We did get an Engine Core 300 crit there. The Marauder moves over, goes for our Mauler, gets a little damage in there, that's fine.
Right here.
And the Boar's Head is going to move on up.
On
The
my
Boar's
way.
Head is also angling to hit this Marauder. We'll take this small overheat
Locking in target.
and get a little bit of damage in there.
I'm melting.
That's not great, but it's okay. Our longbow moves up. The longbow is absolutely looking for the kill on the Atlas. So, this is completely free, and this should absolutely be a kill.
Engaging with target.
Didn't quite get the crits we were looking for. I'm surprised by that. 13 HP left in that torso, and he didn't eject. Okay.
Commander?
Well, the Mantufel is going to head up over this direction, or actually over this direction, and is going to finish him off.
Firing on target.
There we go. One down.
Enemy
All
down.
that's left now is the Marauder. The Prime Mover will position up over this way, and for now we'll just chill.
Affirmative.
Okay. So this guy moves in phase 13 this round.
Waiting
Sounds
for
good.
orders.
The Mauler is going to step in.
Right, Commander.
Hopefully we're going to actually hit with the Gauss rifles at some point here. 38%. We can boost those. 44%. This is the best hit odds we've had in a while. And we did actually take out an arm there.
Critical
Beautiful.
hit, Commander.
We made him unsteady as well. That's a huge deal, actually. The Fafnir closes in over here. We're a little concerned about heat, so we're not going to fire this in X2 mode. And will Warlord?
Firing full salvo.
Missed both UAC shots there. But we did get some more damage into
Generating
him
a
there.
lot of heat, Commander.
The Bull Shark is just going to make its way... Actually, it's probably just going to stay put, isn't it? Yes. Not a great shot on the Marauder there. We managed to hit our vehicle friends.
Reporting critical hit.
But we did get some crits in there.
Easy on
The
the
Mad
armor,
Cat
bud.
is going to move up, and we're going to fire the Enhanced LRM-15s. This is the last round of ammo that our Mad Cat has.
Taking the shot.
There's a torso destruction. Took out a UAC-5.
I'm out of
Okay.
LRM.
The Annihilator will move on up. We've got plenty of LRMs left for the moment. And we've still got slug ammo, so we'll go ahead and fire that as well. Well, Warlord, this could very easily be a kill on this Marauder.
Roger that.
And indeed it is.
Mech destroyed.
Now, the question is there another Lance? My bet, yes.
Ready for orders.
If there is, then we'll put a cut in when they drop in, and we'll do a third video in this particular mission. If there isn't,
Bye.
then we'll just take this to the end. So let's just advance forward over here. And we want these guys to park, like, just outside of the escort zone here. There we go. And, yep, this will be fine.
Moving to position.
And then we're going to advance our mechs quite a bit here. So we've exited combat, and
On my
we're just
way.
going to advance as much as we can.
Orders received. Heading out.
The Bull Shark will head around over this way. The Fafnir will head up.
Moving to position.
There we go. Excellent.
Moving to position.
Now, we're going to hop in. Distance from player. Oh, okay. So actually we can't. We're going to position
Orders
here.
received.
We need to close in a little bit more. It won't actually let us do this until we close in more. Hilarious. It's probably for the best. We do need to close in more. So the Mad Cat Mark II will move on up, and the Bull Shark will as well. I fully expect a fourth Lance to come in here, for the
On
record.
the move. On On my way.
And at this point, now we can move
Moving
in.
to position.
There's the reinforcements we're expecting.
Hold this
Yep.
position, Commander. The
Okay.
package will be on its way soon.
Please allow me to move soon.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, there we go. So, we'll position... Yes, I know you're calculating. Come on. I know I can move here. I didn't want to point that direction, but okay, sure. Okay. So we're entering combat here. We see an Avatar, a Hatamoto Chi, a Shiltron, and an SM3. That's really not too bad. So our Mauler is going to sprint forward here.
Moving fast. Standing by.
And actually, I do know that we need a cut in here at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we'll eliminate these guys. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.